Yeah.
Trying to catch us off guard.
No, nothing's working over here. Hi, everybody. It's Ryan from On Location in South Carolina. Hey, Paul. Hey, Paul. Hi, Sean. It's a mess. Of course, I'm on location, and my laptop is crapping out on me, and I'm trying. Well, you're looking at me from my iPad, and all that. So if the sound and all that's really crap tonight, sorry about that, people. And then so I was clicking on things, and my laptop screen is about a minute and a half behind what's actually happening. So it's going to be a rough one. Paul, you'll have to bring up comments and stuff because it's going to be a tough one. I'm going to try. Somebody's out there saying it's hard to hear me. I'm going to do the best I can. So sorry about that. So anyway, hi, welcome. It's episode 52. It's a real shit show tonight. But it is a show. I can't even change like how people are on the screen right now. We're all stuck where we're at, so it's all good. But anyway, Paul, why don't you tell us what you're doing this week?
Well, I was doing old stuff. I was printing out some of these. I make those for the rigid oscillating spindle sander, that the one nut that keeps getting tighter and tighter. And so I printed off a few of those, and I printed off a few. I don't know if I've showed you these or not that I make. It's a knob, and it holds a 1/4-20 nut or bolt. And you can put either in there, and so that's about all I was doing, printing those things off this week. And then I got corralled into doing some honeydew stuff. My wife bought a oil painting, and the frame was in sad shape, so I've been trying to make the frame look better without having to refinish it.
Nice. How's it going?
Old English polish and I have become good friends, and it worked out. So that's all I've been up to.
That's not bad. I mean, that's getting some work done.
Yeah. Yep. A little bit.
Yeah. What about you, Mr. Hammercoast? What have you been up to this week? I know you've been printing a bunch of crap, wasting a bunch of plastic.
Well, let's start off with the small.
I can't even blow the screen up, man. So you're kind of.
Well, I can.
It's
maybe Paul can. Oh,
wow!
Wrong Paul.
Wrong Paul. Oh, I'll get you.
There we go.
All right.
I got it.
Oh, nice.
I've been printing
Sweet.
keycaps.
Sweet.
And so This is the first round. I got this and Control and Shift. Oh, there we go.
Are those in Klingon or?
We got Klingon and the Enterprise. And because my keyboard is backlit, I have a few new tests, and I redesigned some of the keycaps, and so I got some testing to do. I don't know if I showed this last week. I finished the Millennium Falcon for Star Wars mouse.
Were you able to get the button to stop sticking?
Yes.
Sweet.
So did that. I've been printing some dragons. My daughter's got me that silk multicolor.
Wow.
So
that looks awesome.
Got the butterfly, got the bone dragon. This one's cool if you see it because the mouth is
Oh wow.
Oh man. Then let's see. I printed the desiccant holders for the AMS, and then put in that humidity reader in there.
Nice.
And then,
That looks cool. I like that.
yeah,
Where'd you get that? Where'd you get that file from?
that was off whatever Bamboos is, what
Okay.
Maker World or
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, and those that center part there, that caught 2 for like $5.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That's pretty
and
cool.
it was 56% humidity in there because my baggies were running dry. But then I got the orange beads that you can recharge,
Sweet.
and then it's done.
Finally, right?
Oh my goodness. I have not even started the video. I've only gone through all the video I took, and we have over 200 hours of me messing up. So,
Well, it looks great, man.
yeah, it's that, what is it? What's your, Sean, what's your rule? The 4 foot
Oh yeah. Oh, distance.
distance. Yeah.
4 foot.
Yeah, looks great, but there are some things I would change and have done differently, but I got the level feet, so because you can see my fireplace is so nice and even. So it's sitting level on there because I put adjustable feet. So
Sweet.
That looks sharp.
Yeah, it looks really good.
plus, it's not a box. It was sitting on the PlayStation box it came in. So, and the dragons, Kenneth, I got all of those off that Maker World from whatever Bamboos, whatever they call it. I'm sorry.
Maker World.
Maker World. There we go. Sorry, I've been out at my brother's standing on the heat all day. Heat index of 110.
Yeah, oh yeah.
What a great day to be outside all day. So they got tons of them on there. But I've now done, I think, 4 different ones, and I have a 5th one going as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. Aaron, all right. I'm getting confused because the screens just keep changing. It's so
Are you changing it?
I did hit a button and it I don't know. I guess it worked.
Oh,
we're
because
back
I
to you.
changed it back, and then all of a sudden it changed again.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll stop. pressing-
Cody
pressing
wants to
buttons.
know if that has lights and fans under it.
No. It was supposed to have lights, but someone forgot to drill the hole. And then that was mistake, 15? So if you want to know the title of the video, mistakes were made.
Nice. Very good.
That happens.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I got a mistake outside right now. It's a story for a different time. What about you, Sean? What have you been working on this week?
Bathroom. That was my mistake. Opening up a wall. I cracked into a wall to find. It's really. Okay, mind you, the house is done in the 50s. Okay, so it's an older home, and it's when they just started changing the studs. They went from a true 2x4 to whatever it is to whatever it is today.
Yeah.
And it's right in between. But whoever remodeled the house prior to, they peeled off tile, the old tile, and I found some pieces in the wall, and it's like bakelite. I've never seen it before until now. It was a marbly, pinkish bakelite tile with yellow paint. That's what the bathroom used to look like.
Wow.
So what they did is they peeled off all those bakelite tiles, and instead of just removing the sheetrock, they put sheetrock over the sheetrock. So it's created a heck of a challenge.
Oof.
But it's turning out really good. I've got the new window in. It's a nice smaller window. Compensating for the depth of the sheetrock, I'm just going to end up having to tear out all the sheetrock in the bathroom and redoing it, which is fine. I mean,
So you
that's
have a
good.
bigger bathroom when you're done.
Yeah, about an inch. Yeah, an inch all the way around.
Wow.
But yeah, I'm still dusty from earlier. I didn't get a chance to clean up, but it is what it is. That's pretty much it for the week.
That's good. Progress is progress, man.
Very true.
Yeah, heck yeah.
It'll look good when it's done.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, for me, well, the update on the whole solar situation. I passed my inspection finally. It was a nightmare as well, but we did pass, and we passed on Wednesday. And my wife was supposed to be leaving to come down here to be on location on Wednesday, and I kind of was thinking that I was like, who knows with this job? Who knows what's going to happen? I could, it's a ground-mounted solar array. The whole thing is mounted in the ground, but they could tell me that I need to put a ground rod into the ground to ground it, even though the whole thing's already in the ground. I was kind of waiting for that, and he did bring it up, but he went past that. But so I ended up like 1 o'clock on Wednesday. We left to drive down here in separate cars, and because I'm going to be heading back at some point here, and the wife and my son are going to stay down here for a little while. But yeah, so it. We got down here late on Wednesday night, and haven't really had a whole lot of time to mess around and stuff. But I did bring the Anycubic printer, which is actually sitting next to me here on the ground, to print stuff if I need to. I did bring a roll of filament, so that's good. And I brought another project that I've been working on. To hopefully get some work on it and be able to put out videos that I've been filming about it. So, been interesting for sure. I did go on Friday. I went down to visit Ryan Fenners from Fentertainment. He has a YouTube channel called Fentertainment, and he does mostly golf cart stuff. But he also does have he has a recent purchase of a, I want to say it's 150 watt OhmTech. The thing's massive. I walked into his garage and I was just like, holy crap. Pictures don't do justice of a machine of that size. I mean, it's a good 4.5 feet wide, deep from the wall. And, it's a monster. But he was having some problems because he's been making some adapter plates for the big thing in golf carts right now is that you are taking out all the lead acid batteries and you're putting in lithium batteries. And when you do that, the lithium has their own chargers. You're not using the chargers that you plug into the machine or into the cart anymore. Most of them are onboard chargers. And so he's been making these plates that you can just plug an extension cord into instead of the charger itself. And he was making them out of acrylic, I think 1/8-inch acrylic. And he's been having problems because they're snapping like crazy. And we were messing with it and looking at it, and I was trying to remember because I haven't done much with acrylic. Do you guys remember what's the proper acrylic to use for laser stuff? Is it the cast or is
Cast.
it the extruded? All right, so
Cast acrylic.
He was using the cast one. That's what I was thinking, but I couldn't remember for sure. but it was so brittle. The only suggestion I had was to go to 1/4 inch to cut it out. Which, I mean, unfortunately, would make the whole thing stick out from the body more. But or if we looked at trying to 3D print them or something like that. But that was like the big thought. Do you guys have any thoughts on what could make them stronger? I mean, because he sent these things out to some people, and they go to start tightening them up a little bit, and they explode or whatever. They're cracking bad. So
You're talking about when you attach the bolts in or screws into it?
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I know you got to be gentle with them anyway. My only other thought besides doing it with a 1/4 inch acrylic instead of the 1/8 inch would be to use the screws that have like the rubber washers on them or something, just to help prevent it from squeezing too tight or something. But
Or a bushing?
yeah, you guys got any other thoughts on what we could?
There's a
suggest
couple
on that?
comments out in the chat. One of them is Corian is 1/2 inch, and you could CNC it, and actually you could make it into like 1/4 inch if you wanted by machining it down. And
Yeah.
the other one is Harry says, does anybody make a carbon fiber reinforced sheet material?
They do make carbon fiber sheets. And I've seen people laser them, so that's actually a really good thought. I don't know cost wise how bad that would be, but that is a good thought with that.
If-
You could
If
do
it's some- Go ahead.
you could do Kydex too,
Oh yeah,
which is a
Yeah,
little more
'cause
a little more forgiving.
yeah.
As thin as it is, I wonder if you could CNC aluminum down and
Well,
make
he
a
doesn't have
new-
CNC. He only has the laser.
Oh, he only has the laser.
Yeah. So we haven't. Well, he's pretty. He's on the fence right now about joining the club with Cody and everybody else that's gotten bamboo converters.
Yeah, Cody's got a Zero flute that cut the plastic just
Yeah.
fine now.
Yeah. So, Sean, where I know you are a connoisseur of Kydex. Where can you get Kydex from? I know
Wonder if
you
you get it
question.
at McMaster Car. I wonder
there
if
you
can
go.
get-
do they. Okay.
I don't know for sure, but
Yeah,
If you guys were closer, I have sheets of it, 2
well,
foot by 4 foot sheets. What size does he need?
Oh well, the parts are only like maybe
Okay.
3 by
We'll
4
talk.
inches or something like that. Or if I tell my wife, yeah, that's 3 by 4 inches.
Yeah, I know. My
Yeah,
wife
it's-
thinks of foots like that.
Yeah, it's got to be. It's got to be.
Or no, is it that way? That's a foot. There we
Yeah.
go. That's what it is. I'm backwards. I was fishing earlier.
Well, I'll give him those suggestions. And I don't know if he's out there in the chat tonight or not, but yeah, those would be some good thoughts on things that he could pursue to do it. Yeah, I think that Kydex, it won't split with the screws and all that. I'm really thinking that the acrylic isn't the way to go with it. With the other materials or the carbon sheets or whatever. I think both of those would be a good option if you can get them cheap enough, I guess.
Or if there was some kind of rubber grommet or something you could insert,
Yeah.
you know.
yeah, like the rubber pump they used around those running lights,
Yeah.
'cause that's about what, 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches.
Yeah. Well, you could cut some of that, I suppose, too. Or you could even cut leather as a gasket. They used to use
Yeah.
those as gaskets in motors, too. So, well, there's some good thoughts. I'll get with him and see what he thinks. Let's see here. But yeah, besides that, right now at the beach, and trying to hopefully work on some projects. But I guess we'll get moving here and start chatting about some of the stuff. Yeah, this is horrible. Come on, you. Sorry, I'm trying to find some of these. Thanks, Paul.
Hey, glad to do it.
I don't know. Paul, do you get the side note? Do you get the bar on the side of the StreamYard stuff that shows like besides the comments? Does it have?
Yeah, I get comments, banners
Yep. All right. Click on brand.
on brand.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then scroll down.
Okay.
Where's it at?
I've got the updated intro. I get the intro.
Yep. Below that, I think it is. We're looking for all the pictures of stuff.
No, I don't get those.
I should.
Oh, video clips. Oh, that's yeah.
It's actually it's above the video clips.
The overlay.
Yep, the overlays. There we go.
All right. Surfboard guy. That was last week.
Yeah. There's a bunch of them in there from last week because I didn't get to clear them out. But all the new ones should be towards the bottom.
Well, let's see.
Well, I know here's one that we see how long.
There's
oh, there it is.
Hey,
yeah, there's Dave Gatton.
Yeah, Mr. Dave did a new project this week. He did a star, which is pretty cool. CNC'd the pieces of the star. It turned out really awesome. Man, this thing is so horrible. They put that one out and showed how to do it in VCarve, which was pretty cool because it ended up being a pretty easy project. He did it with fence pickets, and it came together pretty good. So good, I guess he did a second one, second star. Did anybody else get a chance to see that one?
I did. It was really it looks like he just made it out of fence pickets, and it's easy.
Yeah. Good.
You want to go down or above it?
Oh, wherever. Whatever you want to do, we'll talk about.
All right. Let's see what that.
There you go.
There, you were talking about that earlier, weren't you?
Yeah. This one came out last Saturday, but I actually wanted to print it out before we were talking about it, but I ran out of time and didn't get to print it out. But yeah, Rocco stuff did this really cool looking little vault, and it's all 3D printed, and it has a whole cool mechanism for it. I thought it was pretty. I mean, there's no way to really lock it. You know, it's just it's like just a little display case more than anything else. But it kind of reminded me of like what's that, Stargate?
Yep.
That was kind of the what it looked like to me, and the way it moves and stuff like that. So,
I like how the gears just rotate.
Yeah, it was such a cool little concept. I think that would be really cool for like doing a diorama or something like that. Like you could have something coming out of the vault, or just having it sitting on a shelf would be pretty cool.
So is there any, like, I'm guessing he probably used Fusion to design that.
I would assume so. He doesn't show it. He doesn't show how he did it. But,
is there what other program for making stuff like that? I mean, because I've done Blender, but Blender, it's really more artsy.
Yeah.
You know, and it's great for stuff like that. But I want to find something, but I don't know. I don't,
I would.
What
wager
is that?
He did it with Fusion. I mean, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Well, what's the one that Dave uses too?
Oh
The
yeah,
recent one.
Is it-
Design Spark Mechanical.
Yes,
Design Spark.
that's it.
Yeah, that could work with that too.
or OpenSCAD.
Yeah,
Might have. I want to get more into the mechanical stuff, but
I like how in some of those programs, like you can actually maneuver it and have it function. In the,
yeah,
Um,
I've been
I don't
using Tinkercad. Wade,
Yeah.
yeah. Actually, I'm teaching my daughter Tinkercad. She wants to make a suitcase because she's big into stuffed animals, and she wanted to have a suitcase before she left for all her stuffed animals she was bringing. And I was like, "Oh, we got parts and stuff, and hinges." And I'm like, she was stuck on, removing the inside of a box.
wow.
So I was like, well, baby steps. We'll get there. So
It's a great place to start because if you look at all the CADs, Tinkercad is the basic, it's the core.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. And
Great
my
place to
oldest
start.
daughter has fell in love with Blender and just modeling and playing around with that. So she likes the clay tool.
She can figure it out.
My oldest daughter, yeah, she's already made a head and was drawing a head, has the nose done and the eyes, and I was like way better than what I was doing for the first week when I was like using Blender. I was like, yeah. So how much do you want to, when you get this, how much am I going to be paying you to make my designs?
Yeah, to have her do videos on how to use it.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Well, they actually want to get into helping me with the videos,
Sweet.
Oh,
And
neat.
but it's been kind of one of the, it's not that I don't want them to, it's more of a, kids on the end. It's
I
very
get
touchy.
it.
It's like, I want them to, I do, but it's also like, be a kid for a little bit longer, The internet can be a fun place.
Yeah.
Very interesting place.
Yeah.
So,
You ready for the
Awesome.
next
Yeah.
one?
sure. Let's kick it up and see what we got. Oh, we'll talk
Oh.
about the monster. Whoa.
Get everyone's hopes up.
Man, this thing is nice.
Yeah.
What a great machine. I mean, this is not a consumer machine. This is definitely industry machine. I mean, they're in this video, they're showing you like inside Volkswagen and their design people and some. What was the other company that they had in there? They had a couple companies that they were talking about.
Was it like an airplane company or something?
Yeah.
They were doing
Probably Boeing.
Yeah, right. But like
It'd make me leery.
that's what these this machine is for. This machine really isn't for Joe Blow, but man, what a great job they've done on the design of it and everything. What a cool Delta. Delta printers seem to be making a huge comeback right now, or something. Maybe not a comeback, but
resurgence.
emergence. Yeah,
Yeah.
resurgence or something like that. They that so cool. I mean, you've had that FL Sun one that just came out that is crazy, stupid fast, and then now you have the Prusa Pro HT90. Some of the cool stuff I saw about this thing was, Nathan Builds Robots also did a video at some show that they're at, like in the last week. And talking to somebody, the guy like that was in charge of developing the HT90, I think it was. He's talking about like the heated chamber of the machine and stuff like that. So most of the machines you can get up to like 60 degrees C, but this one you can get up to like 90 degrees C. So some of the guess that opens you up to a lot more materials, like the industrial materials that you can use in this machine because of what it can do.
That's cool.
Yeah, and it also had directional cooling.
Yeah, which I thought was really neat. So it's got one of these CPAP turbo fans on, and it's always on, but it'll go back and forth between drawing in exterior air and blowing it at the part cooling and recirculating the air that's inside the machine or in the build volume or whatever. Pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, that part where Sean's at in his video, that part, that's for that airplane. Like,
oh yeah, that's the airplane guy.
yeah.
But yeah, so pretty sweet. And the price tag on this thing for an industrial machine, not bad.
No.
For what those guys are using it for, they're used to spending hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars on a machine, and that they're spending $10,000 on a printer. They'll throw one of those things on every engineer's desk. Here you go, work on this, print it out, go.
Well, and I think I don't know, is that video? I remember seeing it in the interview. Are we talking about that video?
Yeah,
is that
both of them. Yeah, just in general with all of it. The Nathan's Builds Robots one. Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know if it'll. I hit the button to see if it changes. There it goes.
Oh no, I was talking about the Shop Nation.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Like, because that kind of fits into that one. Yeah.
I didn't get to watch the interview part yet, but
okay.
But yeah, so it was on Slant 3D's site. They were talking to the Travis from Shop Nation and Print Farm Academy, and about his, I guess, like were they talking about like his journey in 3D printing and stuff like that?
Yeah, his journey and just kind of like where his background came from, because he used to work for Dow Chemicals.
Yeah. And
they used to all have machine shops. But then, he's like, major corporations are like, it doesn't make sense. We need to outsource this instead of, trying to upkeep this and pay employees and everything. But then he was on part of the team to where they brought him. They're like, hey, we want to bring some of this back in-house. And so they were like, get us a 3D printer. And he was talking about how they're kind of building those at each one of the chemical plants for parts and stuff they need for robots that would go in and do maintenance work, because they would have to retrofit these robots to get at certain angles and stuff. So they could just 3D print parts that they needed to retrofit these robots to help do maintenance.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's really cool.
This one that's up there now on the Delta printers.
Yeah.
That was interesting because I never could figure out how they worked. But that's kind of interesting how he explains it.
Yeah, I think Nathan did a really good job because, like, you kind of just looking at the print head moving around, you can kind of figure how it works, but you don't really understand what the background of it is. And yeah, you're right, Paul. It was really cool to understand that it's all built on circles.
Yep. And
pretty cool. Nathan's a smart dude. He's a very smart dude, and I like how he explains the stuff sometimes. His whiteboard, pretty funny. But yeah, he did a really good job on that. So if anybody out there has wanting to learn a little bit about what a Delta printer, how it works, it's a very good video to watch, because you have mainly what? All right, so we have the Cartesian machines.
Mm-hmm.
With a Cartesian machine, you have an X motor, a Y motor, and a Z motor, essentially. Sometimes you have multiples, but whatever. And then you have the Core XY, which has two motors that will operate X and Z or X and Y at the same time, combination of them, and then it has a Z of some sort, and then you have these the Delta printers like this, and then you also have a Polar printers. Have you guys ever seen the Polar printers? Like what those are?
Not sure if I have.
Nathan's actually building one, and it's way cool. So it has a round build plate. The build plate turns, and it has a Z motor that goes up and down, and then an X motor that will move in and out. So between the plate turning and this thing going in and out is how it works, and it's pretty neat. At the end of the Prusa video where he's talking to the guy, he shows him a card of his machine, and you can hear the guy goes, "Oh wow!" You can tell it's like they probably, after he shut off the video, they probably talked for 20 minutes about this the other machine. Yeah, so there's a couple different, but the Polar style is by far the least known or least used machine, but yeah, it's pretty neat. But yeah, it was good. Nathan did a really good job with the explanation of how the kinematics of a Delta printer work. So,
I think that's the best one I've seen of an explanation of a Delta.
yeah. No, pretty sweet. This one, Paul, you brought this one into the group on it. I didn't get a chance to watch this one yet, but I did see a few stills as I was getting the thumbnail for this one. Man, that looks pretty cool.
Yeah. So when I saw that helmet on my phone, I was like, I was thinking it was just like rough, like bad geometry.
A bad print.
But then, it was like turns phone sideways and I was like, holy crud, that's actually detail.
Details.
Yeah. And so this so far, it's not perfect. And he even says that, he's had a couple issues with it, but this so far has been the best, text to 3D that I've seen so far.
Who's it through?
Incredible. No. Oh man, it was a while ago. Give me a sec.
AI?
CSM.
Okay. Sweet.
So you can do a free version, and then there's, paid as well, and it's all based off tokens and how many times you can go through it.
Gotcha. That's pretty sweet though. Yeah, I mean the detail on it looks pretty awesome.
Yeah, but there is a caveat to that, because it's a texture. So it gives you like a flat kind of surface, and then you have to import or export that model and the texture into Blender and do a little work. So it's not fully streamlined yet. Yeah. But compared to some of the other stuff, I've seen, this one was still pretty good.
Cool.
I think it's the best one so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Even if you have to use an extra program, if you think about it, they're free programs. So
yeah.
And he gives you a walkthrough, which is really cool.
Yeah, I like how he's like, yeah, and if you don't know how to write a prompt and you like something, just take someone else's prompt because it'll give you the prompt in. Oh, and hey, look, it has dark mode.
You were tickling my fancy with that. Sorry, I had to put the dog in the other room. He was waiting to go to sleep.
I like that mushroom house.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. There's some pretty neat stuff in there.
Yeah.
Can't wait to play with that. Have to get your daughter to do the Blender part for me. Sweet. It's crazy what these kids are going to be able to work with
Oh yeah.
as
Yeah.
they get older, and it'll be old hat for them. But,
Well, I mean, even when I was young, it was like MS Paint.
Yeah.
You know,
oh yeah,
I still have fun in MS Paint though. Yeah.
good times. Good times. What else we got over there, Paul? No, we did that one last week.
Yeah, I think we're all into.
Oh, that all the ones that we had. Yeah, that's all the ones that we had that I had gotten this stupid computer to download for me.
Yeah.
Let me go through here and
I know there was also the laser cut
yeah,
gift box.
yeah. They're what's the name of that one?
That's 3 difficulty levels. Laser cut gift box by Alpine Trail Studios.
Yep, there it is. And this, it's in the description of the video, or in the description to our video here, about a bunch of these. But Alpine Studio, he did a really awesome job. We can get rid of that thing.
How do we get those over to the other?
I didn't.
Oh, there he is. Sean's got them up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sean's got the video there.
That
he
is
does
a good one.
He does a really good job on this video. What was amazing to me is that he's only got, earlier today he had like 72 subscribers, and I was like, man, he's got some really good video stuff in here for only having 72 subscribers.
Yeah.
And,
He's at 101 now.
101. Yep.
oh, so he's catching a little wind here, so that's good. But he goes through and he shows you 3 different boxes, laser cut boxes that like levels of difficulty, and it starts out with him and he has had one. His wife has had one for many years that the guy cut out by hand with a scroll saw and stuff like
Either
that. There it
poking
is.
star or scroll star or something.
Yeah. So he's had that, and then he's like, now look, we got lasers. Pew, 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 done. And so he walks you through making 3 different difficulty levels of boxes, of these like kind of jewelry decorative boxes. Did a great job on it, and I think it's definitely will be a channel to keep an eye on. So,
Oh yeah.
Go check it out, and if you like it, subscribe to his channel, help him grow, and tell him that we sent you, because then maybe he'll come over here and we'll get one more subscriber. So it'd be pretty awesome. He's using his Glowforge on it, and he was like, here's some ways that you can change, make it step up the game a little bit, but shows you some stuff that he didn't like doing and such like that. So he did a great job on it, and I think the additional videos that this guy puts out is gonna do pretty good.
Apparently, he even had a couple small fires in his.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
He was walking around with a pipet. He was putting out his little fires.
Oh, all right. Well, let's move on to teaching tech. I didn't get to watch this one because this one just come out yesterday, I think it was, and I didn't get to watch it. But I think Paul, you watched this one about the sublimation 3D printing thing.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
So what's he doing? How is he doing it?
So he's doing it just like you do the t-shirts or anything else. So he takes it, prints it, inverts it, puts it down on his bed, and then just prints on it.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, it's just so simple. I mean, so that he just took the photo, with the sublimation print, puts it down, tapes it down, on his bed, or you can even try gluing it, and then prints on top of it, and it transfers into the filament.
Wow.
The heat from the filament in the bed actually adheres it to the plastic. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like when you were used to do the silly putty stuff and the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he makes it look easy, doesn't he?
Yeah. And then he also goes through, because the beginning ones when he was first going through it, I was like, but how are you going to get that lined up, squared? And so he goes and prints like a grid, then takes a Sharpie so he can line up his print in the middle of the bed, and so he knows where it's going to go. Yeah, right there. And then just peels off everything else.
Huh.
And then he imports that into, whatever he wants to, that's like his grid that he imports into his slicer, lines it up in there, and then lines the picture up within there.
Sweet. Very cool. Yeah, I'll watch that one tomorrow. One of those crazy people that likes all the soccer people.
Oh, and then he tells you how to take, instead of getting a simple, whatever, the expensive printers for him,
Mm-hmm.
shows you how to do it with a cheap, like $130 2D printer, and, printing off nozzles and everything so you can just fill those cartridges. I think it's an Epson. I forget what model.
Wow. That's cool. Very
I
cool.
think the Epsons, you can actually change the inks out for sublimation.
Yeah, well, because it's not cartridge, it's tanks.
Yep.
So it's a
Right.
specific model where you can just pour. Well, you don't pour. You mean squeeze it in with the. But that was cool. So yeah, his robot, he forgot which way was left and right, and what controls did everything. So he printed it off and then printed it so it tells him up, down, all the different which controls do what for what.
Sweet. Very cool.
Yeah, that looks pretty slick.
Yeah. And then the other trick he said was taking the photo and running it through twice, because if you notice, that kind of looked a little faded. So you print it out, put it back in, print it out again, and it comes out much more clear.
Huh.
Much more clear. Epson.
Darker.
Very cool. Yeah, that's pretty neat.
And my mom did say it's an Epson.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Very sweet. Yeah, that'll be a fun one to watch. I'll watch that one tomorrow.
Cody's got a question.
What's that?
He has a bamboo question.
Oh.
What is the question, Cody? After the video reviews.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Fine. We'll be there.
Get the question up there at least early.
I can't see it, so.
Oh,
I think the last video that I had on here to talk about was the Mandic Really video. He's actually just put out two. One was on packing his 3D printers. And then I guess the second one is he's done like a final tour around his studio. That poor guy. I don't know if I should feel good for him or not. He's moving from Philadelphia to Oregon, to Portland, Oregon. So, I mean,
That's a long ways.
Well, definitely it's a long way, and he's driving the whole thing. Like he's driving a like a U-Haul looking thing, I guess, from one to the other. But man, that's one tough city to another.
yeah.
I don't know if I'd want to be in Portland these days.
It used to be a cool city. I lived just outside of Portland for a while.
And when I got out of the Army, I almost moved to Philly. There was an art school there that I wanted to go to. But, I had a big dog at the time, and, well, nobody wanted me to have Bob with me in the apartment. my dog's name was Bob. Bob dog. But yeah. So, anyway, so he does a pretty good video on things to think about, like as you're packing up 3D printers, to keep them from shifting around and all that for actual moving. I thought it worked out pretty good, and I actually gave him a suggestion on what to do with one part of it, because he's talking about going in there and putting a bunch of zip ties on stuff, and like on the belts and everything else like that, and he's using all these black zip ties. Most of these machines are black. I mean, you're not gonna
Lose them.
you're gonna miss them. So I was like, use colored zip ties. He's like, that's a really good idea. So yeah, using some colored zip ties on stuff would make sure that you don't forget one, and then you try to fire it up and wonder what's going on when it goes sideways on you. So
What's
really
funny
like
about
those
this video, though, is this is the one I watched right before I went to my brother's house, right?
yeah,
Well, my brother-in-law was going to be at my brother's house, and he accepted to take my old 3D printer. So I watched this. I'm like, oh, yeah, I can do all that. Or do, at least secure it up. Yeah, I did nothing. I was like,
Back seat. Here he goes.
yeah. Well, I think it's different for like a moving thing than just.
oh, yeah.
into the car.
But, those grand ideas of, I'll zip tie this up, make this look nice. And
Yeah, coming down here to the beach, I threw the Santa Cubic into the back of the car. Didn't even put anything around it. I mean, it just went in there and we went. So
the dice tower, the Lord of the Rings dice tower I made, I gave that to them as well because they're big gamers. I mean, that was put in the car seat and all arranged. Nice. 3D printer, yeah, just put it in the back.
Just throw it in there. It'll make it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does a good job on this. I got to meet him last year at that 3D printing thing, the Rep Rap Festival or whatever it was. A real nice guy. I very much enjoyed him, and so I'm sad to hear that he's moving out west because he won't be at that show this year. And I was hoping he used to build hot rods and stuff like that, and I didn't know that until pretty recently. And I was like, man, I'd like to have a really good conversation about cars and stuff. It would be pretty cool. But not this year. But yeah, good video though. His videos are always top notch. Like all the lighting in his videos and stuff like that is there's a lot of time and attention put into his videos. So.
And that crate is made out of recycled parts from his studio.
Yeah. All stuff is going to be thrown out anyway. Might as well cut it up and make it into crates.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Pretty awesome. Well, that was all that I had this week. You guys have anything else for us this week? No? Good.
Have a wonderful week.
Yeah. I think I'm starting to plan some stuff for here in the condo. I don't know if you might be able to see it from here. That sign right there is a CNC sign that I did for decoration in here. And I'm starting to think it's just kind of lonely sitting on the wall. So I might do, since we're in South Carolina, I might do some palmetto trees or something coming up and around the sides or something. I don't know. Getting some ideas while I'm here. Maybe.
LED lights.
Just don't forget to drill them in.
Well,
Sean,
Cody,
you got anything else for us?
what's your
that?
question, Cody?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
what's Cody's question? What we got from him? Cody, if you don't know, or if anybody doesn't know, Cody has joined the Bamboo Lab bandwagon. He got himself a P1S recently, so congratulations, Mr. Cody.
Rob Schuster's out there too.
Oh, Mr. Schuster. It's good to see.
Good evening.
Everybody's keeping busy, I'm sure. Bless you, sir.
Okay, just while
Yeah,
Cody's getting his question right. All right, so see, you see it a lot of times, oh, this print failed. What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? All right, before you go and blame the printer, go and look at your STL file.
it's pretty bad, huh?
It's for a holder for my desk for a bunch of my remotes, and somehow the front part got raised up, and I didn't catch it, and so it wasn't the printer, it was design error.
Crazy.
Design error or just not level on the bed?
Oh no, design error. I literally, the back two nodes were down here and the front two nodes were up here. So it was off by like 2 millimeters. And of course, I went and started another print after I fixed it and didn't check that I did fix it. Oh, so now, because I have a top part and another part, the top part is down here. The base part that's going to hold everything is up here. So now there's a big gap.
Whoops.
Yeah, but you got a fast printer, so it doesn't matter if you make a mistake here or there.
Yeah. It's more about slowing down. Trying to slow down.
Double checking. Yeah, because
measure twice.
There was when I was doing some of the prototypes for the Mag Air Series 1, all of a sudden I was getting some really weird issues of like adhesion and everything else. Could not get it to work. And I finally I found out that it was cocked a little bit, and so it didn't have proper adhesion, and that was why. So it's always good to check that stuff out. I don't know what's going to happen right now. My computer just went all sideways on me, and it kicked me out of StreamYard, so I have no idea how we're still online right now. But I am trying to get back into the studio, so if it does kick us out, well, you know how it goes. But
there we go.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, did it show back up? Oh, there we go. There we go. Yeah, so it looks like I'm back in, kind of. I'm in long enough that I'll be able to get us out of the stream at some point.
Pull the plug.
All right, Cody, I think his questions come up here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. All right. When printing, I usually print with the standard speed. Have you found a speed y'all like the best? What are your thoughts on Sport and Ludicrous? Honestly, I've just stayed with the standard. It prints so nice, and I've been completely happy with what it's been printing at that speed. So I haven't even tried the Sport or Ludicrous mode on for the parts that I've been doing. Might be worth trying. I would try it on a smaller print first, just to see how you like it, like the print quality difference, and if the additional time savings is worth the degradation of the printing.
Yeah, I've had to turn it down to silent after, I can't remember which update it was, but it turned all my acceleration speeds up to like 50,000. I was like, because I'm sitting here like first layer's going nice and smooth, and I'm like, cool. And I walk out, and I'm in the living room. Next thing I just hear this, and I'm like, whoa. So I've had to turn it down, but I haven't turned mine up. I've messed with the outer wall speed, the inner wall, and some of those, and tweaked them. Oh, not going too much. I think I've outer wall. I've worked my way down to about 185, just for depending if I have a lot of fine detail.
Mm-hmm.
But like this holder I'm doing, 220, 230 will be good.
Nice.
Now, are you sticking with one filament, one brand of filament?
No, actually. Well, so mainly, yes, I use bamboo, but I have used Maker Forge. I just use this Omlin.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of that one.
Well, that was what this is. So I don't.
Oh, yeah.
So I've used. I think the Maker Forge was the other one I used. I don't have a piece here, but it also was that kind of gold blue, but you can see the lines. It's more like this is gold, this is blue. This really does matter the way you
Kind of
Look.
blends a little more.
what the light hits it. Because you could look at it one way, but then turn on the lights, and this looks, looks like it's looking blue in there. But let me see if I can.
Goes green.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
So it's hard in this lighting. I would have to really turn it up, but this one has been. I like this a lot better.
Oh, yeah, you can see it when you turned it a little bit. There was a color flop from the blue to green. Yeah. Huh.
Now, is that the filament that has two colors side by side and it mixes as it prints?
It just really it says it's actually 3 color.
Okay.
It says it's triple color silk, blue, green, orange. I haven't seen the orange. It looks orange, but when it prints, it looks blue and green. But I've really liked the silk, but I've also used the matte, and then I have a couple other brands, but I've switched in between the dwarf dice one I made, that axe. Here, I don't want to rip out my headphones, but give me a second.
It'd be pretty funny if you did, though.
Wireless, baby. Yeah, that's a cool piece.
But see how
Oh,
one
yeah.
side's green, one side's blue?
But it's the same filament.
This is the Maker Forge filament.
But that's what I mean. It's the same filament.
Yeah.
That
Oh, yeah.
goes up on both sides.
Right. But then that's the Maker Forge, and then the bamboo is the black and red.
Nice.
So,
Turned out good.
yeah. Oh, yeah, I like that one. I was trying to get my, oh my gosh, not niece, nephew, whatever. My sister's son, he's 14 months. I was like, you're a little Viking. Here you go.
Forget to rattle. Here's an axe.
Yeah.
So he took it. I'm like, yeah, yes, you are a hammer quest.
Awesome. Well, I hope that answered Cody's question on that, even though it really wasn't an answer. Play with it, Cody. Make some stuff. So that's the only way to
Experiment.
find
Don't
out.
be afraid to. Yeah.
If it's a simpler, I mean, really, I guess the way you got to look at it is it depends on the quality that you need for the print. Because if it doesn't really matter and you're just trying to fast prototype something, doing it in Sport or Ludicrous, if it gets you basically where you need to be, if it can do it faster, then hey, great. But if you want something that's detailed, like, or that shows a lot of detail or something, you might have to turn it down more than even.
Well, the nice thing on all the new slicers, I mean, we've come so far to where we don't have to tweak it as much.
Yeah.
Because like even with the K1, I can run basic settings and it prints phenomenal.
Yeah. Yeah, I really haven't, when I've been printing my stuff, I've never changed it off of normal just because I've been so happy with the way it is. The quality of the print is what I want. So.
Yeah, and then it boils down to the quality of the filament.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, the other thing is the what is it? The flow.
Mm-hmm.
Flow
Make
rate.
sure flow rate. Check the flow rate when you're working with non-bamboo because I did have some issue with the silks at first, the non, and I just
Yeah.
had to go in. I think it's like 22 for PLA matte with bamboo, but the silk, whether it was this Amion or make mark for whatever, either the silks, I had to drop that down to like 9. And it works now at 9. But whatever the basic setting for bamboos was, didn't work. I think it was 12 or 14.
Just too high. Interesting.
Yeah.
Cool deal. Awesome possum. All right. Well, I guess we'll bail out of here, and hope everybody has a good 4th of July.
Yes.
But,
Hot dogs and hamburgers.
You know it. And Joey Chestnuts will not be at the Nathan's hot dog eating contest this year. He has been banned, just so you know, because he got a deal with Impossible Meat for, and so Nathan's hot dogs won't have him. So somebody else will be champion this year. It will not be me. But it also will not be Joey Chestnut. So hope everybody has a great one, and I'm going to try to kick us off of here. Let's see how well it goes. This is going to be pretty funny here. We're gonna have to probably wait a little bit. Just keep on waiting. I've told it. I've told it to stop.
Technical difficult.